Hello, Christmas Flixers. Welcome back to Chicks on Christmas Flicks, where we can never have too many Christmas movies. We can only have not enough Christmas movies. I'm Brady, and yes, I am back in full effect. I'm so excited. Honestly, I cannot tell you guys how happy I am to be sitting back in the chair doing this show once again. It has been an absolutely crazy few months in my life. I have done a lot. Things have been going on. The big thing, though, is a major job change. So last May-ish, I switched jobs. I went to another company. I was doing the same job at a different company. And then my old company came back to me and said, please come back. And well, they didn't say please, but they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So I took that offer, went back to my old company. And so there's just been this period where I've had to really focus on work and getting my feet back in to all of the work there. I was gone for 6 months, so it's kind of like starting over again. So I really had to focus on work for a while, but now things are starting to normalize and I can get back to my life, which means doing my podcast regularly. And I have to tell you guys, do not fret because we have got a lot going on between now and what I would consider our next big gate, which is gonna be Christmas in July, of course, right? So I'm super excited about what's coming up in the next few months. There's so much Christmas news, it's insane. Like movies, it's unreal, the pace, right? I think we're in for another record-setting movie year with all the stuff that is, in the slate, all the stuff that they're already working on. And I know it's only just going to get bigger and bigger. And you remember in the previous seasons, right? It was just if you saw a movie getting made, you could say it was Hallmark. And if it wasn't Hallmark, it was Lifetime. If it wasn't Lifetime, it might be UpTV or Ion. Now it's Hallmark, Lifetime, Ion. It could be UpTV. It could be Netflix or AMC Plus or Paramount Plus or BET or BET Plus or TV One or it's just the number of producers of this content has just mushroomed. VH1 last season had one of my favorites, which was Kimberly Phil's movie, Adventures in Christmasing. But movies were everywhere. Streamers, like All Black TV streamer, which I don't have a subscription to because a lot of I know me, I'm gonna forget to cancel the stream and then I'll be paying for it forever. For example, Discovery Plus, which I am still paying for, and I still have. But I have that because I love Magnolia Network. If you haven't watched it, if you like DIY and cooking and all of that, that's my favorite network right now. It's very calming. I watch Julia Childs some mornings. I love it. I love that network. Anyway, but the point is, there's just so many networks, so much going on. There's going to be so much news in terms of the Christmas movies. So do not think that I am going anywhere. Again, I took I had to take some time to kind of get life back together. Just because everything was crazy. My schedule was crazy. Getting back involved in work was crazy. Everything was crazy. But some great things have come out of it. One, I've kind of got a good rhythm, I think, going for the next few months for the podcast because there's so many movies that I did not see. I'm going to talk to you about those today. And so much movie news coming out week to week. Oh my gosh. I'm going to talk to you about some of that today. And I got back started in my I got back started in my Christmas book. So I'm back into a Christmas, well into, I think, my favorite Christmas book to date. Like, which says a lot because I like my book, like I like my stories. I like they're funny and stuff like that. But this one's got funny and it's got heart and it makes me sad and cry. It's got a little bit of everything in it, so I'm excited about it. No, we won't talk about that a whole lot. Just the fact that, you hear I've got a lot going on, but of course, always in the forefront of my mind is Christmas movies. So, as you know, I watch Christmas movies all year round. Now, normally what happens is I'm usually watching a bunch of reruns, right? But no, I don't have to watch reruns because there were so many movies that I didn't get to see this year. So, again, I'm going to recap some of those, and then I am going to tell you which one I started watching this year that I did get to watch, and what I thought about it. Kind of give you a little recap of it, and it's maybe something you want to check out. It's pretty good. Okay, so if you haven't already, please check out the season wrap-up show where me and Brittany from Hallmark Enthusiast 247 on Instagram gave our top 12 picks of the year. We offered the list with the caveat because we had not watched every movie during the season, of course, right? But, there was just too much for us to watch. Honestly, like if you aren't getting paid to watch movies every day, like if that's not your salary, like there's just too much. Your whole life gets sucked up watching movies and stuff. So, so we didn't get to see them all, but of the ones we saw, we gave you our top 12. I'm excited. Brittany and I have talked about doing like a, kind of a late spring, maybe early summer show, about the other stuff on Hallmark Network because, I watch Hallmark all year round. If Lifetime had, romantic comedies all year round, I'd watch it too. UpTV has, romantic comedies all year round, and I watch those. So I'm excited about that. All right, and so during the off season, I am going to continue watching movies that I didn't get to see while also keeping you abreast of what's coming up in season 3, which for me, like I said, begins in Christmas in July. So, until we get to Christmas in July, there's a bunch of Netflix movies that I didn't see that are still streaming. Thank you, Netflix. Also, most of the Lifetime movies are actually still on demand, and I will either subscribe to Lifetime Movie Club or I will watch them, I will purchase the movies on demand and watch them on demand. But one way or the other, week to week or maybe once every couple of weeks at least, I'll be doing a show and I'll be talking to you about the movies that I didn't watch, but which I will be telling you about shortly. Okay? So today, in my recap, I am going to talk about a Naija Christmas. What's that, you ask? Well, if you've ever heard of Bollywood, right, and the Indian rom-coms, well, today I'm going to introduce you to Nollywood and the Nigerian rom-coms. And I've got to tell you, we'll talk about it later. Anyway, first things first, Saint Nick shout-outs. I have got to tell you, even though I haven't done the show in several weeks, people are still coming back to download the show. That makes me so happy. I mean, that's just awesome to me. And you guys know how grateful I am, for the listeners. I mean, like I said, if I was only doing this show for one listener, it'd be awesome. But there's definitely more than one listener tuned into the show. And that even when I'm not here, you guys are still enjoying the show, which makes it that much more awesome. Like, I can hardly believe I am moving into the 3rd season. Can you guys believe that? I can't believe it. Honestly, like this was kind of my, kind of the pandemic thing where it was kind of a pandemic outlet. But you know what? The thing is, I love Christmas movies. I am an addict. I will fully admit I am not going into a 12-step program for this. So I will be doing these shows forever. And I'm just so thankful for, everybody who tunes in and listens, and that you stick with the show and listen, even when I'm not doing the show from week to week. You like me, squeeze this show into your busy schedules, and I appreciate it. I truly do. You guys know I do. So thankfully, like I said, people are still tuning into the show, and I, of course, have to thank you right at the top of the show. So I picked 5 listener locations to shout out today. Of course, I'm not going to do the full-blown Christmas shout outs until the season 3 starts. I will start doing the full-blown Christmas shout outs, but I am going to shout out your cities. Gotta do that. So remember, I don't know who you are, but I know where you live. And this week's shout outs go to number 1, Detroit, Michigan. Thank you so much for continuing to tune in, Detroit. Number 2, Atlanta, Georgia. I got family down in Atlanta. Love Atlanta. Been to Atlanta, actually. Love Atlanta. So thank you for tuning in, Atlanta, Georgia. Houston, Texas. I have family in Sugar Land. Hello, I got family all over the place. I got a big family. But thank you, Houston, Texas, for tuning in. Portland, Oregon. Got no family there. So that's the new one. Thank you so much, Portland, Oregon, for tuning in. And last but not least, my number 5 location for today is North Hollywood, California. I don't know who's in North Hollywood, but whoever you are, you've been hanging in, or whoever you guys are, you guys been hanging in and listening to the show for a while. So I am so thankful that you continue to tune in. Okay. And now it's time for the ho, ho, ho holiday headlines. Now, let me just tell you, I have so much news to share today. I'm going to play a little catch up, but this is only like March news. This is not February news. This is not January news. There is so much has been going on. And I will tell you, you're going to be like, Carla, really? Can you stop telling us so much news? Because there's just been so much, and I have to play a lot of catch up. But there's so much I want to talk about, so we're going to talk about it. I only have one movie to recap today, so we're going to spend a lot of time on news. But next time, it'll probably be the other way around. We'll spend a little less time on news and a little more time on recaps, okay? All right, so lots of stuff coming out. First of all, there was award nominations, right? I think some of the awards have passed. I believe NAACP awards have passed. And I'm not sure if GLAAD awards have passed, but I was really excited that these 3 movies got, because these were among my favorites last year. A Holiday in Harlem got nominated for an NAACP award. Awesome. The Christmas House 2, Hallmark, got nominated for a GLAAD award last year. That was Hallmark's LGBTQ movie, which we know. I love the Christmas House, period. And then Under the Christmas Tree, which I think hit my top 12 list. I think it was maybe in the top 5 of my top 12 list last year. Under the Christmas Tree was one of my favorite movies last year. Under the Christmas Tree was nominated, Lifetime movie nominated for a GLAAD award. That to me was spectacular, right? I'm really excited about that. I have to follow up and see if they actually won, but in one of these, at least for me, maybe not for them, but for me, I was excited to see they got nominated. Think about the years past. How many TV Christmas movies got nominated for award. Not many. Why? Because there weren't any. So there just weren't a whole lot of them. So now they're getting nominated. Why? Because they exist and they're really good. I'm excited about that. I don't know about you, but I am. That to me says so much. Now, another piece of news, I know this is old news, and I haven't even had time to actually go watch the series, but I did hear that the Santa Claus movies, with Tim Allen, Elizabeth Mitchell, I watched all three of those Santa Claus movies when they first came out. I know, there's all that controversy around Tim Allen, but the movies were those movies were really good, honestly. And so there's a series now, returning to Disney Plus, and I think it got a second season. I think I just read that yesterday when I was picking up the news. So that's kind of awesome. Lots of Christmas, again, to Disney Plus. I didn't even have that on my list, but Disney Plus is coming up with the Christmas programming. I know that's not rom-com programming or the romance or the romantic dramedy stuff, but it's Christmas, so I'm gonna talk about it a little bit. Anyway, another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was that in recent weeks, you've probably seen the news where a lot of the actors are signing these multi-picture deals with the major networks. TV Christmas movie actors are signing multi-movie Christmas deals. I don't know necessarily for Christmas only, but I'm sure there's going to be Christmas movies in there. But anyway, I think GAC kind of started that ball kicking off by when a few Hallmark stars went over to that network and signed their deals with that network. And then I started seeing Lifetime signing up. Everybody wants to hold on to their good people, right? So Hallmark, Lifetime started signing up their people, and then Hallmark started signing up their people. So here's a few of the deals that I am aware of. One, Lacey Chabert. She was the first one that I remember hearing about from Hallmark that stayed with the network. Brennan Elliott, who I love, and I'm so glad because don't they have the show, the movie together, like the mystery thing together? Lacey Chabert and Brennan Elliott, I think, right? I want to say, and then Melissa Joan Hart signed her Lifetime deal, and then Jen Lilly, Dana McKellar, and Jessica Lowndes signed at GAC. So we won't see them in the Hallmark slate this year. But I gotta say, I am loving the Hallmark slate. And what I love about the Hallmark slate, not half, but a good chunk of the reason why I love the Hallmark slate is because they are always finding this fantastic new talent. I will tell you, one of my favorites from last year was Lindsay Fonseca. I love her. Fonseca, I don't know. But Next Stop Christmas, she's one of my favorite actresses from there. And then, of course, the year before that, the 12 Dates of Christmas, right? With Mallory Jansen. She's now one of my favorite Hallmark people. So, when people leave the network, it's exciting for me to see, who kind of rises to the top, and then who starts to come in, and it's always wonderful talent. One thing Hallmark knows how to do is pick stars for their movies. So I'm despite the moves and the shifts of people and stuff like that, I'm still excited about Hallmark's Christmas movie slate. Period. Point blank. I'm excited about Lifetime's Christmas movie slate. Period. Point blank. And then there's so many other streamers out there. Lindsay Lohan, Falling for Christmas. She's on Netflix. Now, I know she's had some troubled times, but I love Lindsay Lohan movies. So I was excited to see that she's I think she's got a 3-movie deal with Netflix now, which is awesome, right? And so there's just so much going on. Okay, so with the signings, right? I think Tamara Mowry, the other sister, got her deal with Hallmark. Tia signed a deal, multi-picture deal with Lifetime. It's just so many, signings going on. So like I said, I am really excited about this year's movie. I think it's just going to be fantastic. And there is a lot of movies even in progress right now. Okay, lots of movies filming. One of the movies that's filming is Jodie Sweetin. She is working on her movie, Remembering Christmas. Now, I like to think it will end up on Hallmark because she's done I want to say her last 2 or 3 movies with Hallmark. But there's so many people in the game now that you can't just pick and say, oh yeah, that's going to Hallmark. No, not necessarily. And then Nicely Entertainment and FilmRise are working on a pair of Christmas movies. One is Sappy Holiday, and the other is this one's with John Schneider, who did that movie with Reba last year. I can't remember the name of the movie. It's not coming to me, but that's in production right now. Keisha Knight Pulliam, I am following her on Instagram, so I happened to see some pictures of her filming her next movie with Lifetime. Now check this out. This is a great one. So, It's a Wonderful Lifetime has Keisha Knight Pulliam and Patti LaBelle. Now, if you think back, see, if you're Generation Xer, you're going to know this little bit of history, but if not, you're going to learn something. So, back when Keisha Knight Pulliam was doing The Cosby Show, Patti LaBelle was actually on the follow-up to The Cosby Show, A Different World, the college show where Denise went, right? Well, Patti LaBelle was on that show as Dwayne Wayne's mom. So it is so funny to see those two coming back together, doing a movie. And guess who is one of the executive producers? In addition to Keisha, who is executive producing that movie, Whoopi Goldberg is tied to this one. I thought that was exciting. That's kind of new. I've not seen Whoopi tied to a Christmas movie. So that's kind of new, right? And then, from what I understand, Mario Lopez is working on a movie with Jenna Kramer, right? And they're filming a lot more details to come about that movie coming up. But that's awesome. And then Brooke Elliott. I don't know if you guys watched Drop Dead Diva. I used to love that show. It was so nice to kind of see a full-figured, smart, funny actress lead a show for that long. So Brooke Elliott, who's now, I think, on Sweet Magnolias, right? With Joanna Garcia, the one from Reba. So she's on that show with, Brooke is on that show with Joanna. And then now Brooke's doing a Christmas movie with, I think, a co-star from Sweet Magnolias, which is awesome. So I think that is slated for a Lifetime, right? And guess who else signed a deal with Hallmark? Heather Hemmings. I was so excited to see her sign a deal, a multi-picture deal, right? That to me was fantastic. I actually love her. So, 2 movies that she did last year. She did the one Christmas movie where she was the violinist. I can't remember the name of it. And then the other one was Love Take Two, right? that was when she played the producer of the wedding show, and then her ex ended up being one of the contestants on the show, which was kind of nice. But I love both of those. I love her. She's quickly moving up there on my list of favorites. So I'm really excited to see that she signed a multi-picture deal. I am sure one of those pictures is going to be a Christmas movie. So stay tuned for her. And then another piece of movie news is that Hallmark announced there's been a couple of Hallmark movie taping findings. Now, this is an old piece of news. Came out right after the season started, that they were filming a Christmas spectacular, right? So it's supposed to be set in the 1950s and tell the story of a woman who wanted to be a Rockette, but her family didn't approve. Now, I saw some pictures from this movie, and I was really excited to see it not only because of the movie. I think Anne Margaret is playing in this movie, which is awesome. But then, it's also diverse. Now, I know real life probably wasn't diverse, but I was excited to see a diverse cast in this movie. So I'm excited to see that one come out next year. And it's supposed to be all about the Rockettes and all, there's real dancers and Broadway stars going to be in the movie. So, it sounds to me like Hallmark just came out of the gate pure, on fire again for this next season. I'm excited. And then another movie that was filming was A Holiday I Do, which was an LGBTQ movie filming in Michigan. So we're going to talk more about what the movies are about when we start talking about the season 3 slate, but I'm excited about this one. The premise sounds so fun. If they pull it off, it's going to be a good one. Okay? It's going to be a good one. All right. And then another this may be a Christmas present to you as it is to me. It is not a Christmas movie, but I had to say the news because I saw it yesterday when I was looking for news to talk about on the show. So, Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan are going to be in a movie together. I Am Legend, which is not a Christmas movie. It's supposed to be coming out, I don't know, I think it was 23, 24. But Michael B. Jordan and Will Smith in a movie together, that is a Merry Christmas present to me. The movie is supposed to drop around the Christmas time period. So yes, it will be a Christmas to me, maybe to you. But I had to share that news. I know it's not Christmas movie news, but I had to share it because I was excited about it. I was like, really? Okay. And so I think, honestly, that was a lot of news, wasn't it, guys? So I think that's really going to do it for my movie news for this week. And so now we're going to get into the recap. But first of all, here's what I wanted to share with you. For all the movies that I watched last season, and there's a whole bunch of them, there's a lot that I didn't get a chance to watch. And I watched a lot of movies. You guys know I watched a lot of movies. But there were so many that I didn't get to see and that I wanted to see. So I'm going to spend the off season watching movies that I didn't get a chance to see. I counted 34 movies for as busy as my slate was. So that means I probably saw 100 something movies. But there's the 34 movies that I didn't get to see. So I'm going to run through that list real quick. I'm going to take a quick break and I'll come back and I'll talk to you about Naija Christmas. Okay. So the top movies that I didn't get to see that I'm going to watch during the off season. One is a Naija Christmas, which I will talk to you about shortly. That was on Netflix. A Hot Chocolate Holiday. I did not get to see it. I wanted to see that. Lifetime. It's a Lifetime movie. The Princess Switch 3. That really kind of moved down on my list because, it's hard to do sequels really well. But I am going to watch that on the off season. Jenkins Family Christmas, BET Plus. Did not get to see it. Nantucket Noel. That was a Trevor Donovan movie. I heard mixed reviews about it on Twitter, but I am going to watch it for myself. Just didn't get a chance to see it. I heard mixed reviews, so I put my attention elsewhere. Mistletoe and Molly on UpTV. Did not get to see it. 5 More Minutes with Nikki DeLoach. That thing looked so sad, and I was just not in the mood to be sad. I had too much going on, but I think I could do it now. Christmas Déjà Vu. I tried to watch this movie. Like, I can't even tell you how many times I kept saying I'm going to watch it, and I never set it on my DVR, but I set it to show up, but I never set it to record. So I would fall asleep on it every single time. Not on the movie itself, like before the movie even started, I was knocked out. And then I'd wake up and realize I missed it. And then by the time that I got ready to watch it, it was gone. So I'm really excited about that one. The premise of that one really looked cute and it really looked funny. So Christmas Déjà Vu is definitely on my list for the down season. Welcome to the Christmas Family Reunion. I did not get to see that. I will watch it. Chestnut Family Christmas is on OWN. You know, it's hard to find the OWN movies. I hope they actually put OWN on demand, like put them on Amazon Prime or something, but I haven't gotten to see a lot of OWN movies. They only show them during the season. We'll see. I'm gonna try. The Bee Who Stole Christmas on VH1. I did not get to see that one. I think I want to say Brittany said she saw all the movies off of VH1 and she thought they were all good. So, you know, I'm interested to check that one out. Number 12, The Business of Christmas on BET. Did not get to see it. A Christmas Village Romance on Lifetime. Did not get to see it. Christmas Again on Disney. I had it on my list to watch. Never watched it. Christmas Under the Stars on UpTV. On my list. Didn't get to see it. A Very Merry Bridesmaid. Yeah, that was probably a shocker, right? But I did not get to see that one. I think Brittany may have actually had that on her top 12 list. I did not get a chance to watch it. With, I want to say her name's Emily Osmond or something like that. Osment. A Furry Little Christmas. You know, I was dying to watch that one because it was a doggy movie and I didn't get to watch it. That's my number 17 movie I didn't get to watch. UpTV. Secretly Santa. Did not get to see it. That was a Lifetime movie. Hip Hop Family. I honestly had very little desire to see that one. But I am going to try and watch it and get over myself, because most of the times when I say I don't want to see a movie, it ends up being one of the best movies that I think I could see. So I am going to put that on my list, and I can always turn it off if I don't like it, but I'm going to try it. Okay, Christmas movie Magic on Lifetime. Now that one was supposed to be more of a drama, right? I was excited to see that, but I did not get to watch that. That's funny because I promoted it on my Twitter channel and everything and then didn't watch it. Sad. Then we have A Sisterly Christmas. I don't know what channel. I don't have the channel for these. Christmas with the Crown. I did not see. I want to say that was on Lifetime. The House. I don't know if you can hear that. I live relatively close to an Air Force base, a joint air base, and fighter jets are taking off literally right now. I'm telling you, if you ever want to be panicked about what's going on in the world, live next to a base and hear fighter jets taking off at all times of the day. My goodness. Okay, so back to the list. The Housewives of the North Pole. I did not get to see that, and I wanted to see that. I thought that was going to be really, kind of funny, cute. I used to watch years ago. I haven't watched like any of those Real Housewives in a long time. But I used to watch them years ago because, it was kind of just an outlet for stress, right? It's just to watch them and watch other people's dramas. You can forget about your own stress. But I haven't watched them in years. So I'm kind of excited to see what they did with that one. Merry Switchmas I think that was on BET or TV1. I didn't get to watch that. Maps and Mistletoe. That was on Lifetime. I remember that. Did not get to see that one. Let's Get Married was on VH1. Didn't get to see that. A Christmas Stray, another dog movie. I really wanted to see that one. And that's on OWN. I don't know if I'll get to see it because, like I said, they don't really do on demand. And then A California Christmas, City Lights. I did not get to watch that one. I did watch A California Christmas. I have to say, I like funnier movies. That one it got real sad real fast. At one point, the first one. Now, I don't know about the second one, but we'll see. That's the reason I did want to kind of watch it, because, there's times when I'm in the mood and I can, take a sad movie. Sometimes I just am not mentally there. Especially when it comes to losing a mother. It's hard for me to watch those movies, because I've lost my mom. So if anybody's lost a parent and then you watch a movie and watching somebody lose a parent in a movie, even though it's fake, it's kind of a heartstring puller. So it's tough to watch those movies. Christmas by Chance. Lifetime, did not get to watch that. Christmas for Keeps. I'm sorry, I didn't get to watch it. That was a Hallmark Movies and Mysteries movie. I tend to watch all of those. Didn't watch it. Again, it was one of those I thought might kind of get a little sappy, so I didn't watch it. Miracle Across 125th Street, VH1. Did not watch it. The Christmas Ball on Lifetime. Now, that was one I think that had changed names multiple times over the season, and then it finally came out as the Christmas Ball. But that was the whole diplomat in Washington. The girl the party planner, I think, meets the guy, the diplomat at the ball, whatever. Kind of remember the premise loosely. Definitely one I wanted to see, but I just didn't get a chance to watch it. It Takes a Christmas Village, Lifetime, and last but not least, number 34 on my list, Rebuilding a Dream Christmas, Lifetime. Did not get to see it. So, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back for the recap I have for this week, which is a Naija Christmas. Stay with us.
Now available on paperback and an ebook, the hilarious romantic comedy The 12 Days of Christmas by USA Today best-selling author K.L. Brady. Both recovering from heartbreak, Gabby and Dave fall for each other after Dave sends a misdirected text message to the wrong woman. But it's a comedy of errors when they try to meet face to face. Murphy's Law strikes and they may never see or speak to each other again. However, Gabby thinks Dave may be the one, so she accepts the mission to unite them before Christmas Day. Now she's got 8 days and 12 Daves to find the man of her dreams. But Dave is hiding something. 3 big things. Even if Gabby finds him, will his secrets keep them apart? Rediscover all the joy and wonder of the Christmas season when you pick up this heartwarming story today. To find out more about the 12 Days of Christmas, visit klbradyauthor.com or pick up your copy at Amazon, Apple, Kobo, or Barnes & Noble today. And now it's time for Chicks on Christmas Flicks.
And welcome back to Chicks on Christmas Flicks. All right, guys. So my one recap for this week is a Naija Christmas. I got to give you a little backstory on this one, right? So I'm sitting at home. I'm completely unfocused, right? My mind is going in 30,000 directions at once, right? So I'm trying to get back into the groove of writing my next Christmas book. So what I did was, I have to get back in the season. And one of the things I do to kind of get back, my mind back into the season and everything is I watch Christmas movies to do that, which is why I keep them on my DVR all year round, right? So what I did this time is I went back and I watched Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, right? Which included the Christmas movie, which was so good. Let me tell you something. If you haven't watched Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist and Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas, if you're like a Glee junkie like I was, any kind of movie, Pitch Perfect, anything like that, you're gonna love that. Go watch it, and it's free on Roku. I was like, what? Really? This should be a show, right? But here, check this out. What I didn't realize, was that it was an NBC series that was picked up by Roku. So they did like one season on NBC, then they picked up season 2 on Roku, and then they did the Christmas movie, which awesome. Let me tell you something, that's so good. Anyway, I finished Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas, which was like the last movie out of that whole series, and then I was like, well, let's keep the party going, right? So I then turned to Netflix. I was like, let me go ahead and watch some Netflix shows that I haven't watched. So I watched a Naija Christmas on Netflix. Honestly, I wasn't sure how much I was gonna like the story, but I gotta tell you guys, it pulled me in and kept me hooked until the end. And I was fully determined to say, hey, if I don't like this, I'm not going to struggle. I don't have that much time. I will turn it off and move to something else. But this movie was good. Now, let me set the stage here. It's a foreign movie. And now I'm going to say I watched one from Brazil and one from Nigeria last year, right? And to me, they were kind of in the same class of movie. What in America we would call probably like a B movie, right? In terms of how it's filmed, they were on a budget. You could tell it's not like Hollywood glam movie, right? But was it good? Absolutely, it was good. Loved the story. So it's about this Nigerian mother, right? She has 3 sons, right? And I have a little, background with this because I have one of my American besties has a Nigerian husband who's a citizen, and I've dated a Nigerian who is an American citizen now. But so I have some, experience with Nigerians, and so anyway, I've seen my friends. My friend has a home, her family, his family, her family, of course. They have a home over in Nigeria, and they've got these big, huge compounds, big, beautiful houses, really just huge, palatial, big. They've got servants and the whole 9, right? Because you can have a lot more for a lot less over there. Anyway, similar deal in this movie, right? So this mom, her name is Madam Agatha. She's got this huge, beautiful house, big compound, and she's got these 3 sons. Obi, who's kind of a nerd. Ugo, who is a garden tool, we'll call him. You do the math on that. And Chike, who is kind of a mix between the two, right? He's part garden tool, part nerd, right? So they're all living in this compound, minding their own business, except, Madam Agatha belongs to this women's social group. And I know they have these because my friend belongs to one of these groups, right? And so they have this kind of gossipy women's social group, right? And another member of this group announces with Madam Agatha there that she is she's announcing the birth of her grandchild, right? Then all the other women in the group chime in with their grandbabies, and they ask Madam Agatha, where's your grandbaby? And Madam Agatha's got 3 sons and not nary 1 grandbaby, okay? So she's been holding her hope out for her son Obi, right, who proposes to this woman on social media. And let's just say the proposal doesn't quite go the way that it's supposed to, right? So the mom had one of those, Fred said, for heart attacks. Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you. If your Generation X, you know what I'm talking about. But she had one of those heart attacks, right? And then she called all her sons home and made this family announcement. The one who gets married by Christmas and is ready to make a family will get the house. So then the movie becomes this competition between the 3 sons to get married first so they can own this huge palatial compound, right? So now they do have this thing where the oldest son, right? The first son is like the son. It's kind of like the royal thing, right? Like William and Harry, the heir and the spare. I don't say that. They say that, right? But it's kind of that same thing in Nigeria. It's, you're the heir if you're the oldest, and everybody else is the spare. So Ugo, who is the garden tool, he's the oldest male, and he's expecting, it's coming to me. I'm getting the house, and everybody else is just going to back off, right? But none of them would back off, and the competition goes into overdrive. Who's going to get married first? Now, I know it sounds like I've told you a lot of the movie. I have basically just hit the first 5 minutes. And then the rest is you have to watch it and to see how it unfolds. And to see which son actually ends up with the house. Or if any of them do, right? So is this movie worth your time? Absolutely. I really set the stage for you. If this piques your interest, you're going to enjoy the movie. Is it Christmassy enough? I think so. It's mostly, in this particular movie, the Christmassy part of it is mostly about the scenery, right? And the church piece, right? The story, you could tell it in a non-Christmassy setting, and it could be a regular rom-com, right? But I like the story. Actually, it's a little more complex, and it has a little more depth to it because there's two sides to every character's story, and they show these complexities in this story. They've all got this professional side, and you kind of see this family side and the love side, and then all the stories kind of wrap up into a nice bow at the end. On my Christmas tree scale, I will give it a 3.5 to 4 Christmas trees, which, if you know me, anything over 3 is good. It's good to awesome-tastic. I'm fully addicted to this movie. I'll watch it a million times. So that's kind of my scale when I actually talk about a movie on the show. So if I talk about it on the show, it's generally going to be in the good range. It's really good. I definitely recommend you watch it with the understanding that if you're in the American audience, it's really going to be more like one of the B movies. And I have watched a lot of great B movies that I thought were better than some of the A-list movies that I watch, okay? So don't diss a B movie just because you think it's not going to be as good. It may be not as expensive, but it's still good. So from this point forward, guys, I'm just going to start working with my way down the list. 1 or 2 movies a week. I'll be back with more news as it comes out. And I'm really excited. So I think the next show, I'm going to try and do a Hot Chocolate Holiday and the Princess Switch 3. So we'll see how that works out. And that is going to do it for me today. Thank you guys so much for listening. I want to send a shout out to Brittany for joining me on the show last season. It was so much fun having her on the show with me. I truly hope that she comes back for the next season because I just love to find there's just not a lot of people like us out there in the world who love talking Christmas movies to the extent that we do and know them to the extent that we do. It's like I found a little mini me over on the other side of the country. So I'm really excited that I really expect, guys, this season is going to be the biggest ever. So stay tuned. I am still here. I am going to be here as long as I'm well and able. I will still be doing this show. Big thanks to my show editor, Wildcard Music. Thank you so much. He created all the custom music for this show. You can find him at Wildcard Music on IG. Until next time, remember, at Chicks on Christmas Flicks, we can never have too many Christmas movies. We can only have not enough Christmas movies. Please don't forget to subscribe, leave a review on your favorite platform, and tell your Christmas movie loving friends about this show. Where can you find us? I'm so happy you asked. All the podcast platforms. I can never say that right. Podcast platforms. That's kind of a tongue twister. Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, and many, many more. You can find the links in the show notes below. And follow us on Chicks on Christmas Flicks and on IG and Twitter. Thank you for listening, and I will see you soon. Sooner than you think.